Hello, continuing on with a check-in of a Zmb Fallout by, oh damn it, Tochi something. Can't remember now. This is probably chapters 2 to most of 12, where, yes, they've rescued the middle son, gotten back to their gated community to find that kind of the guy who was the kind of the rules Nazi was his former army and didn't get along well with Mike, but has actually kind of protected the community, sealed it up, got things going that way, organized. They don't get along, but he's still grateful to him. Says, "Oh, I could kiss you." It's like, "Oh, you must be some kind of damn pansy." We will be getting a lot of gay panic jokes, and I'll get back to that in a second. So they go out on kind of a kind of a not a raid, but a kind of gathering thing. They go to the local, I think it's it's probably a Home Depot and a Safeway, and they encounter a big muscular meathead and his friend with machine guns, who they're able to kind of move off by the use of some laser pointers, which they think, oh, these are laser sights, and so they take off, but it's laser pointers. They gather up all the stuff. They lose one person along the way, a guy who cut and run when the chips went down, and he gets beheaded by a zombie woman who seems to be nodding at Mike, and somebody else sees it as well. It's like, is that a bit of cognition? And we seem to be getting a couple of things of this, of zombies who seem to have a little bit more brains than traditional zombies, as they even say in the book. Like in the latest chapter 12 here, we have a zombie who's like picked up wire cutters and seems to actually be able to use it on the fence. Not great dexterity because he's got rotten fingers, but it's like, is this zombie got brains? As in its own brains, like some kind of cognition, which is interesting. Now they do this. They have this run-in with these assholes. Durgan, I think, is the name of this gigantic mountain of a man who's got a Gatling gun. They get back to the thing, go to sleep, and get woken up in the middle of the night, and these assholes have burst into the thing to do a raid on them, killing lots of them. There's a firefight. The day is saved by Tommy. Tommy is the big, fat, really simple guy who was with the middle child, whose name I can't even remember. I think it's Travis or Justin, on the roof of Walmart, and had escaped with him and is now staying with the family. And he's a big, sunny, simple guy, and he saves the day by using a bow and arrow that is like a kid's bow and arrow, but apparently it's weaponized enough that he can pull it back hard enough that it has enough force to kill somebody with. And apparently the voice told him what to do. And it's like, does this voice sound like God? No. Jesus? No. Who's the voice sound like, Tommy? And it's Ryan Seacrest. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of the magic simple person, magic person with disabilities who's saved the day and is guided by the voice of Ryan Seacrest, which is, it's, I think about in MOON, that spells moon, in The Shining, and it's kind of it's one of those, it's kind of a stereotype thing of like, oh, we're going to use kind of disabilities as a kind of a thing for magic, like a magic colored person or something like that. And I use colored in that sense of the racist sense because that's how it is. So yeah, we have that, and they go out on another run. Like, okay, we have to get even more. Like, and they take Durgan captive. They blow off one of his legs, but he doesn't die, and they have him captive, and they want to string him up. But Jed, the guy who's holding this, is like, no, we need to have a trial. We are not going to just mob rule, kill somebody, become murderers. And Mike actually stands up and says, yeah, that, you know, this is what we need to do. This is, you know, or else we are going to just become monsters like this asshole. And then he, you know, just says, well, you know, thank you for doing that. And, you know, things like, and then he kisses him because it's got to make a kind of a gay joke about this whole thing. That's what I take it. It's gay panic joke. It's like, I'm going to piss this guy off by kissing him, making him feel like we're being male on male sexuality stuff here. And it's like, you know, it's that kind of humor. And they go out. The next day, it's like, okay, we're going to go to an nearby army base and get the razor wire and put it around our thing to try and make it more secure. And he has this real ragtag group of people: an older guy, a short guy, a guy who's completely on drugs, and his next door neighbor, who is kind of the butch lesbian. This is the femme lesbian that was with her, who's completely lost her looks because of her grief and all that stuff, and maybe her soul, because she's looking really like just dejected. And the druggy guy, kind of, he's all twitchy, and he rushes in, and he immediately gets bitten by a zombie, and they're like, oh, we have to, and the femme lesbian's like, oh, we have to save him, we have to take care of him. And it's like, no, you know, he's going to die in a couple of hours, and we should just take care of it now. And she's like, no, we can't. And boom, Carl, the one of the older gentlemen, just like, yeah, he was going to get us, come back and get us in a while anyway, so in a couple hours anyway, so we had to just take care of it right now. And she freaks out and just I'm not doing anything, I don't care, I just want to die. It's like, zombies and men are just the same. I hate them both. Which is like, yes, we're going to have a lesbian who's a man hater. Which is kind of like, okay, checkbox on another kind of very kind of right-wing dude kind of stereotype. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of women out there who have plenty of reasons to hate men, but it's like, it gets used in this kind of fiction, and, you know, it's not with any nuance or with any kind of, you know, with any kind of maybe thoughts behind it of what kind of what might lead to those kind of thoughts. That's just like, oh, you're a man hater, and you're just irrational. And so, yes. And so, yeah, Mike ends up taking down the wire. We have the whole thing of him dropping the wire cutters and this zombie picking it up, and it being Hector. And oh, I'm not being racist. That's what it says on his name tag. There is Hector. Just because he's a Mexican, I want to call him Hector. It's because it's on his name tag. Yeah. So I'm really, it's a zombie book. It's got some amusing parts. But I really am finding, like, kind of the magic disabled person, the man-hating lesbian, just, you know, and all the gay panic jokes, you know, all the things where guys are like, oh, you're acting like a fag. It's like, oh, I'm not. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of like, this is kind of just like, it's this was written in, I think, 2010, but it's much older stuff. It's older, tired, hackneyed stuff. You know, we're keeping the action going. It's all done in a kind of a journal form, so this is all from this dude's point of view. So yes, maybe this is the kind of dude who would have these kind of thoughts and stuff like that, but I don't know if I want to be in his head. You know, we're definitely getting kind of the family values thing of, he says like, well, I also, when he's talking to Jed about like, you know, how I'm also tired and scared, that's like the thing that keeps me going is I want to protect my family and you know, and my friends, and most of all, and then he says you and kisses him, which, you know, that's where we get the gay panic joke. So we get kind of family values, and we get kind of kind of homophobic stuff all wrapped together in a kind of a right-wing, it's kind of what I take as like kind of stereotypical middle America kind of conservative point of view, which I guess is what you would get from someone from Colorado, where this story takes place. Yes, sure. They just don't understand doodle love, do they? No, they don't. Or maybe they do. So yeah, I'm probably going to continue reading it. It's kind of funny. This was recommended by Steve Donahue, who is, I know he's not like super left wing or he's not super right wing. I'm pretty sure he's a gay guy though, and it's interesting. Like, you know, this is a book that's like, this is pretty much a main character who's pretty much kind of that low simmer kind of homophobic kind of stuff. I mean, I don't think he's like, you know, he's gay bashing or anything like that, but it's just all this kind of stuff that's like, I'm gonna support my masculinity by making a lot of gay jokes, and you know, lesbians are just man haters and stuff like that. It's just, ugh. And then there's the whole okay, I'm just gonna. This is slightly getting into how I felt with early Jim Butcher, Harry Dresden stuff, where I would kind of have rants on that stuff. But we shall see. We shall see. I guess I will continue along, and I'll probably finish this book because I'm almost 40% done. I'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll really piss me off and I'll just stop. You know, I could. It's like 99 cents. So my time is the most valuable commodity here. I will see. All right. More videos later.